So we all remember the controversy for the Joker movie, how everyone thought there was going to be mass shootings, how it was going to fuel the fire for people with weird thoughts. And there was so much criticism for the film before the film came out. Even people who didn't watch the film would come out and be like, oh, this movie's haunting and chilling, and then there was proof they didn't watch it. And going into the movie, there was like security close to for the Joker theater. I remember when I watched it opening day, there was a security guard like right there normally, like, and that's a place where like security guards you rarely ever, well, at least in my theater you rarely see one. And this movie caused a ton of debate, everyone wondering like, is it's gonna fuel the fire? And I wanted to give a talk about that. So I've already done a Joker movie review. You can actually find it on my channel, one of my early videos, so it's like poorly edited. But so today I wanted to talk about what the Joker movie is supposed to have been to me, because lots of people don't really understand what the film was trying to show us. The film was trying to show us how this is the worst that a human can go, because it's been proven that there are people like this, like the Joker, that exist. Not, of course, they're not clowns, but they, people broken from society. I'm not someone that likes to talk about politics. I've said that on the channel before. So I'm just here to talk about like what the Joker movie was meant. I'm not here to change your opinion. I'm not here to change anything. But anyways, so it's sad because in this world we've had multiple school shootings. We've had, acts of domestic terrorism. And it's all sad. And so this film wasn't trying to fuel the fire for people that had those thoughts. The film was trying to show us this is what a person like that, because bad people aren't just born bad. They're not just born bad, because a lot of movies have shown us that bad people are just born out of like bad, like just like that. This movie decided to show us this was a good man, a man who just lived with his mother in an apartment, a man who just wanted to smile, and he was just beaten up by society. He had a mental health disorder and no one cared. Everyone around him just seemed to not like him, and even his own mom didn't even show that much love to him. And so this is a normal man in society. This is no special man. And he's finally given the fuel to the fire. And and in the film, they show us that even the best of us, it just takes one bad day. Just one. And you get these ideas. And the film isn't trying to make you fall in love with the characters. There are legit scenes in this movie where you're like, oh my god, Arthur, what are you doing? That's not right. There are moments where you're like that. The movie never tricks you into believing what he's doing is right. The film is just trying to make you sympathize with him. Be like, oh, here is his point of view to the story. Now, of course, doesn't stop him from being a genocide. Well, not genocide, but a murder maniac. The Clown's Prince of Gotham. It's like Joker's never been a character that you fall in love with. Just a character who you enjoy seeing. And the film never makes you fall in love with him. It makes you sympathize with him because you've seen all the bad things that have gone, and it's like a message to society to take everything more serious, because in this world, especially specifically with school shooters, they've shown signs, because there's old posts where they make some kind of weird saying, and something like that. Or there's proven history of mental health disorder, whatever. And society does nothing to help him. And then after they're like, oh, we wish we could have done more. This is what the Joker movie was trying to portray. Todd Phillips, amazing director, by the way. He wasn't just making another comic book film. He was making a film that society could look at and be like, wow, we can change. We can help this from not happening. The government, the school systems, the people around, start helping. And a lot of people didn't get that. It was weird. I can see why people didn't like or understand this film. It's not just grim, it's hauntingly real. This movie depicts one of the greatest villains ever conceived, a character synonymous with psychopathy and madness in the realest, most grounded way possible. These are no chemical vats that bleach the skin or billionaires in armored suits fighting criminals. He's a human who's bullied by society every day, and the shockingly real fact scares people. The movie is bleak, uncomfortable, pessimistic, depressing, and disturbing. And a lot of people are so disturbed by that they don't see that's the point of the movie. A bleak and depressing movie about a bleak and depressing person that could easily happen if we let it. I think the people who dislike this movie the most are the people who haven't seen how hard mental illness is or how grim things can get. People reject what they don't understand. So people who see the world through rose-tinted glass will reject this film. Joker isn't just a film, but it's an art of reality. The reality of the world that no one is ready to talk about. Even people bully others for having different opinions. And that statement comes from a Instagram account who I will currently shout out. It was DC News. And he's correct. This movie is like a message to society that we're letting people like this be born and created. And I'm not saying like babies. I'm saying like them being molded through society. And a lot of people that didn't like the film believe, this wouldn't happen. It's like, yeah, it's happened. It's been proven. And the film is trying to show you this is the point of view of a dark, grim person who every day of his life was just treated as if he was a worthless piece of garbage, not even human. And the film wasn't trying to, like, after Joker, there was no proven evidence of someone being motivated by being criminals and cruel. And for me, this film is a masterpiece. It's one of the greatest movies I've ever seen in my entire life. Not just comic books, but overall. And I just wanted to talk about this movie has so much more importance to society than it does. And it deserved being nominated for Best Film. Joaquin winning an Oscar was completely deserved. And those people who are like, oh, this movie's too dark, too grim, I'm not going to go watch it. It's completely fine. But to cast it as a film that is just trying to give people those murderous thoughts, then you're wrong. You're completely wrong. If you watched the film, you'd realize what the message is. The message is trying to show us this is what the man with the mental illness, or at least just a bad life, could do. And some people are living in a dream world. Like, I've had a few friends tell me, oh, I stopped watching after 5 minutes because it left me uncomfortable. And other people saying, oh, politics shouldn't be in film. Or, oh, we shouldn't be talking about mental illness because it's not that big of an issue. Well, here is something. The movie is supposed to be disgusting, uncomfortable, because it's trying to prove a point on what society has made the mentally ill, and politics being in movies. If anything, politics should be in movies. Now, I'm not saying every movie, of course. Of course, I don't want to see politics in every single film, but I want politics to be in some films. Now, not force it in. Of course, I've said, don't force something in a film that you yourself don't want to put. I do think putting some kind of political things, show people what society is, because in the end of the day, movies are the biggest way to communicate with people. Show us a story, show us a thematic message, because that's why I love cinema. Cinema isn't just me having fun in theaters and seeing like cool action. For me, I love to watch cinema that gives me a thematic message, a message where I leave the theaters and I'm like, oh my god, I love this. And that's really something that Joker did for me. And then the third criticism I just mentioned was the mental illness part. Mental illness is a big issue. Not as in like, I feel like that sounded a bit wrong. What I'm saying is it's something we should help out with. Us people that aren't mentally ill, help out the mentally ill, because they're going through a ton. And you see what happened with Joker. I'm not saying, of course, all of them have these thoughts, but help them, make them feel normal. because this is something the Joker movie showed. They don't feel like they're normal. They feel like they're casted away by society. And, it's just depressing to see how society just is like, oh, well, you're a person, if you're mentally ill, just keep on living. And I'm not saying it's justified that, someone with mentally ill go and kill people like Joker did. No, it's not. What I'm saying is help out a person that's mentally ill, talk to them, be a friend, but don't talk to them as in, oh, you're mentally ill and I'm going to try to be nice to you. No, talk to them as if they're a normal friend, just be a friend. That's like the least you can do. And, this movie is really, that film is really trying to show us that us as humans, we can do better. We can rebuild. And it's disappointing how people still don't get what the Joker's message is. I'm fine if you don't like the film. It's completely fine. I've said it before, films are subjective. But when you completely change what the movie's theme is, what's the message, and that's when I'm like, yeah, buddy, you're wrong. Even if you don't like the theme, you gotta realize the theme isn't just, oh, I'm the fuel to the fire for these murderous people. No, the film is about a person mentally ill who's casted away by society, and he just wants to smile. That's it. All he wants to do is finally smile. And he gets that, of course. Anyways, that's going to be it for the video. I decided to make this video because I saw, some people be like, Joker's too dark, too grim, and it's like a movie that's bad for society. I also saw some friends be like, this movie isn't meant to be watched because it's too ill, it's too dangerous. And, I just decided to talk about it because I really love this film. Anyone close to me knows that this film, for me, hits personally. No, I'm not mentally ill, and I'm not, it's just, I love these films where you see a depressed person find happiness, It's the type of films I really love, and I really love this film. And I gotta thank Joaquin Phoenix and Todd Phillips for everything they did. And I gotta thank Warner Bros. Because they're not making this film to be another DCEU movie. They're not just like, oh yeah, we need a film for a cinematic universe. Nah, they're like, you know what? How about we just make a great masterpiece of a film and not worry about it being connected or anything like that. And so that's gonna be it for the video. I want to thank you guys for watching. I want you guys to comment down below, what are your thoughts on the Joker film? Did you see the message or anything like that? Anyways, thank you guys for watching. Follow me on Instagram, IsaacDino21. And that's really gonna be it. Thank you guys for watching, and peace.